Hi everyone, this is the third video in the series for research tools related to your travel destination project. And this video is going to focus on two research tools we have that give you information about consumers in the United States. So I'm on the advertising and marketing research guide, and we were in situation analysis for the previous two videos. For this one, we're switching now to consumers. And we're going to start with a research database that the library provides called Passport Reference and Markets. This database comes to us from a company called Euromonitor, and it does provide international company and industry information, but it also includes information about the United States. So you could find industry information here as well, but we've already covered that in some other databases. So in this demo, I want to show you how you can access information about consumers from the Passport database. So here on the Passport homepage, from the Search All Categories drop down, I want to choose Consumers and click Go. And then on the next menu, I'll be able to select what subcategories under consumers I would be interested in, and I would recommend you select all three: households, income and expenditure, and population. Then click on Next. And then you'll be asked to limit by geography, and I'm going to click to open up North America. Whoa, a little slow there. Hold on. There you go. And then I'm going to select USA. And then at the top now on the right, I'm going to click on the light blue search button with the little arrow. And now I will run my search for consumers. And this is, I know this might seem a little confusing. It will say your search did not match any statistics. But look to the right, there are two other tabs here, and we want to click on Analysis. And now we see the results. So here we see the US consumer profile, households in the US. Also, these are from 2023. You can see the publication dates. Income and expenditure in the US, also from 2023. Consumer lifestyles in the USA. And then you get some more focused, shorter briefings, they call them. So global cities trends, that must include some US cities. Consumer market flashpoints, inequality, uncertainty and opportunity, cost of living, rising energy pressure. So you can see all of these are kind of more topic related. Keep an eye on the publication dates. You can see here's the global inflation tracker from February 2023, and then we start to get into documents from 2022 and earlier. So you'll probably want to stick with the most recent ones. But you can click to open any of these reports. You'll be able to download them and save them as PDFs, or you can print them. You can just look at them in the database. You'll be able to access these. And again, from off campus, when you're doing this, when you first enter into the database, you will be asked to log in with your PACE username and password. And it's loading a little slowly. We'll give it a moment. These reports are usually, they're kind of a combination of images. They're almost like infographics with text. So the format, when it first opens up, it seems a little small, but you can see there's a button here that says View Full Screen as PDF, so you could click there to open this up. The table of contents you can open up on the left, and then you could jump through this. You can see it's 47 slides or images, but you could jump through the table of contents if you wanted to. So that's just an example of the kind of consumer report that you can find in Passport. And the directions, the steps for doing that are available in the document that I provided to you. So those steps, starting at the Passport homepage and then choosing consumers from the categories menu, all the steps after that are on that document that I provided to you. Okay, so that is Passport Reference and Markets, the consumer reports. So the other consumer product that the PACE library provides access to is called Simmons. And the name kind of evolves. The link right now says Simmons Insights. But when we follow the link, you'll see that it's called MRI Simmons Catalyst. They upgrade the interface every once in a while, and then sometimes they change the name. So just click on proceed. Simmons is a very unique tool. Simmons is a consumer survey conducted in the United States on an annual basis. We subscribe to the adult survey. So we have survey data from people 18 and older in the United States who complete this consumer survey. It asks them demographic questions. It asks them questions about product usage, brand usage. It asks them their attitudes and opinions about certain things. It asks them about media usage. So there's this incredibly long survey that people complete, and they report all of that. So what we have access to is the 2021 Simmons survey data set. That is the most, at this time, that is the most recent data set they will sell in academic institutions. So yes, it's a couple of years old, but that's what they will sell in academic institution. Their corporate clients have the most recent data set that's available. The idea of us providing it is you learn how to use a tool like this. So for this particular project and for your particular needs at this time, I would recommend that when you go into Simmons Catalyst, you go to the Profile menu. So see here in the purple across the top, go to Profile and then select Quick Reports. So these are some predefined reports that Simmons has created that pull from the data set. You can build some custom things. We're not going to get into that. I'll give you a link in the video description where you can go to a page to learn even more about Simmons if you want to. In this example, though, we're just going to do quick reports. So to get started, create a target in Composer. So this is the Composer, and this list on the left, this is called the dictionary, and think of these as folders that contain the questions and the items that were on the Simmons survey. So when you go into Simmons, you usually have a target in mind, a group of people that you are interested in learning about. That group can be defined by demographic characteristics, age, gender, level of education, marital status, for example. That target could be defined by the fact that they buy a certain product or type of product, maybe organic toothpaste. You want to learn about people who on the survey said, yes, I use organic toothpaste. You can learn about them. You can also learn about people who do certain things, certain behaviors. So travel is one category on the survey. So as we're scrolling through the list here, you can see that on the left, we see travel. And if we click to open that up, this submenu underneath travel is alphabetical. And you can see that there are even more folders in there. So you can see that there are, under travel, there are items that we can see. So for example, domestic travel in the last 12 months, any trip within the continental United States. So they were asked if they had taken a trip. They were asked if they had taken a cruise of more than one day in the last 3 years. And you can see that question is there. But you also see that there are more folders under here. So indoor water park, theme parks, travel planning, foreign travel. So for example, if we open up travel planning, how long before traveling do you typically book your trip? And then you can see these were the potential answers that were on the survey. There's also domestic vacations. So you can see if you open up domestic vacations, you can see the amount people spent. Domestic travel. So you're going to want to dig in here since you're doing this kind of broad project of a travel destination. I'm not sure exactly what each of you has chosen, but you may want to dig through here and see what's here and then decide, okay, are any of am I interested in any targets based on these questions on the survey? So one of the questions on the survey is, what activities did you do on your vacation? So this is domestic travel, meaning in the US. And you can see the menu that opened to the right, the potential answers were go to the beach, take a sightseeing tour, attend an event, fine dining, casino gaming, play golf, etc., etc. Okay, all these options were on the survey. They were also asked to specify, are they talking about the last trip they took, the second to last trip, any trip? So you can choose from here. I'm going to keep it broad and say, okay, any trip you're thinking about, domestic travel, did you do casino gaming? And now in this section of the composer, you click add, and that puts that into the middle box. And now at the bottom of that, you see targets. So this is my target. I'm interested in learning about people who said on their domestic travel trips, one of the activities they do is casino gaming. So now I'm going to identify those people as my target. So I click on target, and it moves it over here to the target box. Under unweighted, you see the number 683. That means 683 people who took the Simmons survey in 2021 said that casino gaming was an activity they did on their domestic vacation. Okay, about 40,000 or so people took the survey in 2021. So that number is a little bit low, but it should be okay. We should still get good data. So now I'm going to click on create. And now these are the quick reports that are available to me that I can create and run, and the report will pull the data about those 683 people who said that casino gaming was an activity they did on their vacation. I would encourage you to take a look at all these, just dig in here, see the kind of information you can get from a consumer survey. Some things you might be particularly interested in is their media consumption. So if we click on media usage, it'll load up this quick report. And this is showing us, what percentage of these people who do casino gaming, what percentage of that 683 are considered heavy users of a particular media type or light users. You see that little key over on the right. So the dark blue is heavy, the very, very light blue is light. So you can see 29% of our casino gamers are considered light readers, light users of magazines. There's a larger, the darker blue is larger for television. So that indicates that they're more likely to watch television than they are to read magazines. These quick reports, when they open up, there's this tiny little 3-dot menu at the top right of the quick report. And from here is where you can choose to export it as PowerPoint or as the Excel data table that's behind this image. Okay, so you can download these as PowerPoint or as Excel. To go back and choose a different quick report, up here at the top, I'm going to click on main menu. And that takes me back here. And now I could pick a different quick report. So here's podcast listening. So here's the quick report that tells me, okay, what behavior, so these people who do casino gaming when they vacation, do they listen to podcasts? What kind of podcasts? What device do they use to listen to their podcast? So you can see that here in the quick report. And again, that little 3-dot menu allows you to export it as PowerPoint or as Excel. Okay, and then we can go back to main menu. Now you see that some of these are kind of grayed out, and they say available with Connect study. So there's a second study that is conducted by Simmons that's called Connect. That study is where people are reporting on the activities they do on their electronic devices specifically. To access those reports, on the top left, there's a drop down under study. It's over here on the left. We are in the Simmons MRI USA survey. You want to switch to Connect, and you see Spring 2021 MRI Simmons Connect. You want to select that, and now you can see some different reports have become available. So for example, day in the life. If I click on day in the life, this is going to show the hours of the day, and then there's a list on the right of all these different activities, and then the bar will kind of show us as the day goes on. You can see here's midnight, 7 a.m., noon, 7 p.m. What devices or what are they doing on their device, on their mobile device, and you can see that on the right. On the left, sometimes in quick reports, you could make changes to this report. So say that you are not interested in the camera. you can turn that off and you can see that it disappears from the list and the chart on the right. Or you could turn off listen to music and that chart. So always kind of double check over on the right and see if there are options. You can see the device type is mobile or smartphone. So you could switch that and see, does it change if they consider their device to be a smartphone as opposed to just a mobile device? Perhaps a mobile device is like an iPad or a tablet. So you can make some tweaks to these reports. Always look in these options on the left. For example, this is showing all week. They kind of combined the entire week. You could look at weekends only. You could look at weekdays only. You could look at a particular day of the week. So there's many times there are options on the left to customize or tweak the quick report that you are viewing. So always look at that menu on the left. And again, the little 3-dot menu at the top right allows you to export it as PowerPoint or Excel. And we can click on main menu and go back and look at one of the other quick reports. So again, this is quick reports. So under profile, quick reports, and in the composer, you'll go through what's called the dictionary, this list on the left. I would say you probably want to look in the travel folder. You might also be interested in leisure or sports. You can also search here. You have to be just careful with your keyword. You have to choose your keywords accurately. Choose the people you are interested in learning about based on how they answered or addressed these items on the survey. And then you'll see to just keep clicking and you add them to your target. Now, this is a pretty unique kind of research tool. It's very different from any of the other research tools we looked at in the other videos. If you have questions about this, please don't hesitate to contact me. I am happy to answer questions about this. But it's a really great tool, especially if you're going to be a marketing major. This is something that you're going to want to familiarize yourself with and really get comfortable using. So those are the two tools that we have available to learn about consumers that I think would be helpful for you for this project. So we've got Passport Reference and Markets, and we've got Simmons. If you have any questions about these tools or any of the other things that were in the videos I prepared for you, you've got my name, Sarah Burns file, and my email address is on the document that I've shared with your instructor. So please let me know what questions you have, and good luck with your research and your project.